Kalak sovereignty. You guys have closed your borders. You close borders, I close borders. And then you guys have opened them. I don't think I ever closed them. No, I didn't. So I wonder if this is starting to meet the... Is this through the market? We haven't had the internal market appear yet. Oh, the galactic market.
We grow ever stronger.
Which is based on having the highest trade value in your capital, isn't it? That better be us. I'll be so angry. We haven't got any rivals yet. Oh, you have to be a supremacist diplomacy stance, which I don't want to do. Or we just decrease relations. So who do... Well, actually we have one definite rival, and that's going to be these guys. There we go. Now, are there any others that really, really dislike us? Not to that same extent. Torvai concern like us the least, but they're probably also rivals with the Eliminators.
A new colony has been founded.
Hey, Azraport's built. Excellent. So Azraport, we... Probably also industrial. Then I think that Virkal Dromac's going to be the farming world. Because we will need to designate one at some point.
They wish to speak with us.
Let's go ahead and build a farm there. Establish an embassy with whom? Dekron. Sure. And who was the other faction that we actually quite like? Yeah, it was Oxpaxi, wasn't it? Oh, and the Bodronites. Although they're another megacorp. Do we really want to make friends with the megacorps? Oh, they're in that same federation. Oh, they don't want one. Okay then. Encounter in Wilkram. Upsilon aliens. Let's go and see who they are. Oh, there's more of them. This is going to require envoys. Tebazoids are the most hostile, so let's go and send them from Tungrites. And influence is rising at such a rate that we should be able to expand again soon, so we're going to go ahead and move you there, just so we can claim that system, and then once we have that, this whole area will be locked in. It'll be ours. And then we need to colonize. Non-aggression pact with Dekron. Why are you being so nice? I mean, yes, because you're massive. And the Eliminators are no longer a valid rival. Is it because you've been at war with the Eliminators? I guess. Decrons don't want to kill us. The Decrons are these guys. The Eliminators are literally called the Eliminators. It's a bit of a giveaway. No, because the Eliminators used to have this system down here, which I think Decron's taken off of them. So I think that these two have been fighting. That's why Decron likes me, because I rivaled them. But hey, if I'm making friends with other people up on that border, I'm okay with it. That just means I need to keep an eye on you, because you are stronger than I am.
Project done. Not so special now.
And then they immediately break it. Okay, are they trying to reduce relations with me? What's going on here? This is confusing. Our archaeologists have successfully excavated several starship hulls on the surface of Jishri 1. Relics from the massive space battle that took place in the system 2 million years ago. The forces involved were the 2nd and 3rd fleets of the First League Grand Navy, fighting to contain an incursion by the combined fleets of the Rukim, a nomadic warrior species from the Galactic Rim. What began as minor skirmishes quickly escalated into running fleet battles involving hundreds of ships on both sides. It is impossible to tell which side won. You know what? It's probably because the rivalry ended. Lost enemy as a rival. Yeah. That's why they cancelled it. Alright, fair enough. Need 2 more influence. End of this month we'll be able to afford that. And then we can take Tedis, which is going to be great because there's another 2 planets here. There's one more down here. We're going to have so many planets. It's ridiculous.
Technology secured.
Man, I'm not used to talking for such a long time anymore. But thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. AfroJackon coming in with a 26-month resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support. Jesse and Binahar, thank you very much for the follows as well. Welcome to the channel. System just needs to get used to living without London smog. Also true. Improved deflectors. I mean, research station output sounds really good, but also basic combat rolls, because that is just a straight upgrade. Let's go for the research station output, it's much cheaper. Get that one hammered out. Our sensors have detected a particularly clear repeating signal from the Delta aliens that seems to offer linguists excellent material for codifying the language. We are optimistic that they'll be able to come to some significant progress in the back of this stroke of luck. Excellent. Okay, we're going to go ahead and build. Cubic is going to head up to here because you are a archaeologist. Okay, Templin, you need 1 more ship, so go ahead and do that. You can also go ahead and upgrade, please do. And do I have destroyers yet? 22 more months. So that's a no. Amazing, V Rising has already sold 500,000 copies in the first week, like another surprise hit like Valheim. Yeah, I heard about this. I have no idea what it is. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, and while I'm loading up Steam, this is your reminder that this weekend is the publisher weekend, so there is a whole bunch of Paradox games, including Stellaris, that are significantly discounted at the moment. So if you're missing any Paradox stuff, head over to Steam and grab them, because they're cheap right now. Also, specifically for this game, if you don't actually have Stellaris yourself yet, you should totally get it this weekend, because it is free to play. If you have not tried this game, you can try it for free for this weekend. So grab Stellaris. It's free. Right, what was I looking at? V Rising. Oh yeah, the Expeditions franchise is also cheap this weekend. V Rising, top seller. Awaken as a vampire, hunt for blood in nearby settlements to regain your strength and evade the scorching sun to survive. Raise your castle and thrive in an ever-changing open world full of mystery. Gain allies online and conquer the land of the living. Looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like well, I can say Diablo. It's... What does this look like? Yeah, it's like a bit like a single-player Diablo. Very positive. Early access. 87% positive. Impressive. Similar to Conan and Valheim. Is it a building game? Vampiric Diablo Valheim. Valheim how? Because it does say raise your own castle, but is that actually... Here we go. Gothic open world. Explore a vast world teeming with mythical horrors and danger. Travel through lush forests, open countryside, dark caverns to discover valuable resources. Meeting friends and foes alike along the way. Traverse the world with vampire comrades, or hunt solo as you pillage villages, raid bandits and delve into domains of supernatural beasts. Stick to the shadows during the daytime, or the burning sunlight will turn you to ash. Roam the night and prey on your victims in the darkness. As a vampire, you must quench your thirst for blood while planning your strategies on the day and the night. Raise your castle. No, it does have castle building. Huh. Gather resources and discover ancient techniques to gain dark powers. Use your newly acquired knowledge to build a castle where you can store your loot and grow your army of darkness. Personalise the domain, exhibit your vampiric style, and make sure to craft coffins for servants and friends. Strengthen the castle to protect your treasure hoard from vampire rivals. Compete or cooperate. Travel alone or explore the world with friends. Fighting side by side with other vampires will give you an advantage in the fight to conquer the greatest threats of Vardaran. Raid other players' castles or play the diplomat in the game of blood, power and betrayal. Compete or cooperate, the choice of yours. Master your vampire, learn and master an arsenal of deadly weapons and unholy abilities. In V Rising, you aim skill shots and dodge projectiles using precise WASD controls and cursor-based aiming, no click to move. Tailor your vampire to fit your playstyle by combining weapons with a variety of spells earned through vanquishing powerful foes. Master your skills and unleash your wicked powers. That does actually sound pretty cool. Add to wish list. I'll keep an eye on that one. How much? £15. Cool. Base building and production mechanics. Survival third person. Survival crafting. With thralls. I hope all the success of these games that focus on the actual game and not all sorts of garbage will show the bigger AAA companies that they forgot about making games. I'd still like to have a game that's like medieval dynasties, but fantasy. Fantasy medieval dynasties. That's what I'd be after. Encounter in Kanzad. We have made first contact with the aliens of the Kanzad system. For now, we have codenamed them as Sigma aliens. Although being unable to discover much about the mysterious vessel in the Ginium system, the most convincing current hypothesis, based upon its behaviour and the patterns of the still undecipherable signals we have intercepted from it, is that it belongs to a previously unknown spacefaring civilization. Keep at it. An odd factor. A second group of individuals has gone missing from working on the odd factory. Fortunately, one of the workers was able to leave a recording behind, revealing that there are traps capturing unsuspecting workers. The traps have been disabled, and we should be able to use the factory without further issues. However, the populace are none too happy about the potential death trap, no matter what we may say. For 5 years, they lose happiness and habitability, or we invest in securing it. Secure it. Speaking of fantasy, super excited for the Spelljammer book in D&D. Yeah! Bringing back the GIF. One of my... like, ever since I saw their art, like the first edition of D&D, or maybe second edition, I've been really interested in the GIF. And also the fact that, like, a lot of it's from Boo's perspective. Miniature gigantic space hamsters of the galaxy unite! That's a Stellaris idea right there. We need to play as the miniature gigantic space hamsters. Any trade stations in neighbouring states? That's a good question. How do you do that again? You have to go to the planet, don't you? Yeah. You need to have commercial pacts with people. Okay, I think we need to stop spying on people quite so much. This is where I really wish that you could see an icon of where they are. So the guys that are spying on the Tevezide Commonwealth right now, probably not so necessary. So who's this? This is Yikrat Ok. Except you're a megacorp, we can't build them there. It would have to be with you. Are envoys really not in this list? They really aren't. Yeah, I agree. The envoy
fleet
system
has
is a bit
been
annoying.
refitted.
Temple Institute Armada fleet has become fully upgraded. I mean, you may notice that I'm taking notes as I'm playing here, because I'm still more unfamiliar with Stellaris than I am many of the other strategy games, but I do now have direct lines of communication with the developers, so I can say, hey, I've been playing through this and this is what I noticed. Okay, so we are Wait, I just send you? We just took Tedis, fantastic. So let's go ahead and get you colonised as soon as possible. Yes. Oops. And then I also need to get the science ship Cubic to begin working on the excavation. Why can't I mining station this? Because you're already doing it. That would be why. That's annoyingly reasonable. There is actually nothing bad down here. How the hell have you not taken this yet? This nation seems to be expanding really freaking slowly. There's a whole bunch of systems back here I can't even reach. Only got 2 of the 6 artifacts. We have no other anomalies to be discovering, so I think that's it. The treachery of the Upsilon aliens. While some were worried about the inclusion of unknown alien vessels in our space, it was not clear until now just how much of a threat the Upsilon aliens possessed. It seems they sent a covert force to intercept one of our cargo vessels within the Tidus system, seizing the ship and escaping into the depths of space before we could mount a rescue party. We can only imagine what tortures the crew will suffer at the hands of their captors. Horrifying. You really haven't played Stellaris much, have you, Mordred? I have. So, I have like 500 hours in this game. Let me see how much I have. Stellaris, 403 hours. But I played it when it first came out. Lots. Up to about Megacorp. And then I kind of fell off just because the other games were more interesting to me at the time. But Stellaris has come a really long way. I do enjoy it. There was just kind of a little period there, I just wasn't that interested. What were the expansions? Stellaris DLCs. I want them in chronological order, please. So, Utopia I definitely played. Apocalypse, Megacorp. Yeah, it was after Federations. After Federations I kind of decided, you know what, Stellaris is not going the direction I particularly like, because my problem has always been, and I've made no secret of this, I dislike the mid-game stalemate. I think it's incredibly boring, and they seem to have just doubled down on that with the Federations. Then Nemesis came out and was like, okay, they've started to rectify a bit, and then Overlord, I'm like, okay, we're on the right path again. There are still problems with the mid-game stalemate, but there's now at least stuff to do during it. But it was Federations. Federations really just made me go, nah, wrong direction, not for me. Not because it was a bad DLC, I just didn't like what it added. Right, how are we doing for influence? Influence is still climbing. How's the population doing? Population is now decreasing in most places, except for these 3. Ah, you've become a rural world. Okay, so you must have, yeah, you have 5 pops now. And Krakdumvor is indeed going to be... No, Vocal Dromax, the farming world. Krakdumvor is small. So I think what I might actually do here replace one of these districts with an industrial district. Yeah. Because then Verkal Dromak, being the biggest farming place, can actually focus on farming. Then Ovdal Gulan also has 5 pops. You shouldn't be a colony designation anymore, but you are 100% going to be an industrial location. Actually, correct Dumvor. Well, everywhere is going to have a lot of trade going on because Megacorp. Okay, how are my relations with you going?
Intellectual booty.
Science! Gene clinics! Yes. Right, so what do we want to get next? Ground defense planning, even more defense army damage. Alien zoos, what do you do? Entertainers. Turn consumer goods into unity and amenities.